Hello and welcome, Interjection here, and earlier today I uploaded a video challenging you, or the community, which I guess does include you, hopefully, because if it doesn't then it should, because Age of Empires is a great game and you should play it. But I uploaded a video asking how quickly, what is the fastest possible time that the expert computer can be defeated in. Obviously it's very easy to defeat the expert computer, and I will show you it now with a strategy that I thought I would use. I'm going to do a very straightforward Ottoman Janissary rush with 2 trading posts, which I will upgrade. But yes, from the start of the game here, obviously going to get that trading post ASAP, because the sooner I build it, the sooner the Travois man will walk past it, and the sooner he walks past it, the more XP I will get. And obviously XP in Age of Empires 3 is what makes your shipments arrive. So, you know, the more XP I have, the more shipments I will have, and the sooner I will be able to send my first shipment, which of course will be 3 settlers, because 3 settlers from the very beginning of the game is absolutely crazy. The amount of resources they make is really, really big. So, over here though, now sending a settler out over to my first herd, which I have found. I'm going to shoot these back towards my town centre so that newly created settlers will have less far to walk. Obviously, you can only shoot them, they'll only move once every 12 seconds, so I will have to keep an eye on that. And if you've just noticed, I did leave some wood on the floor in my base. Not very much wood, just, I believe just 140 wood on the floor, because I've built a house and I've started with enough extra wood, and I don't need to collect it up yet because I'm not going to be using it. I might as well have those settlers collecting food to help me get up to the next age that much quicker, and then I can always go back and collect those crates later on. Here I am herding again, but fortunately this game, when we go back to my explorer here, that's a 135 wood treasure which I have found. And I guess the challenge I uploaded earlier, for the very competitive people who will enter it, it's going to be about restarting lots of times for the perfect crate start, restarting lots of times for the perfect treasures. And I guess this is just my first attempt. I went straight for it, and there are a few mistakes in it, though I do manage to defeat the computer in just under 11 minutes. But I found a 135 wood treasure and decided, right, well, now that I've got that, I might as well collect up the wood that I left on the floor and put a few settlers on wood, like 1 or 2 settlers on trees to get a little bit of extra wood, so that I could get 250 wood exactly. And then with that wood, I can build a trading post, the second one. So I actually have 2 trading posts. Normally I would build a second trading post, but not until I'm in the colonial age. And as you can see here, you might have noticed a few early macro mistakes, like not herding those initial bison and having to collect a little bit of wood because I didn't want to shoot them in the wrong direction. But, you know, I still get up at a reasonable time. I guess if I perfected it, I could get up faster, and I could do this challenge in a better time. But as a first attempt, I don't think this is too bad. But yes, aging up with the quartermaster, and when I hit the colonial age, he will grant me 400 wood, and with that wood I can build 2 barracks, and I intend to go double Janissary from both barracks. Here though, you see me getting a tomahawk treasure. Obviously it is nice to get any treasures you come across, and I decided that, you know, after building that trading post, getting the tomahawk would be nice because it is an extra military unit which I can use to scout early on. As you can see, I haven't done very much scouting at all, because when you play as Ottoman, you do have to build, well, usually most Ottoman players will build that first trading post in my base, and that takes about a minute to build, and then you have one less minute to scout. And unlike some civilizations, such as France, they get a native scout, and which helps you scout the map. Ottoman don't get anything like that. They just get the one explorer. So that tomahawk is going to help me scout, which is nice, and it's also an extra military unit that I can use when I'm fighting the expert computer to help me bring it down that much quicker. But whilst I'm aging, I'm going to collect 400 wood exactly, and then put all of my settlers onto food and coin. I'm going to collect 400 wood because I will need 2 houses, so that I will have 40 population limit in total, and I'll have 200 wood for the trading post upgrade. I'm going to get the stagecoach upgrade basically the moment I age, because that grants, that basically pays for itself so quickly if you have both the trading post and upgrade them. It really doesn't take long to pay for itself, and that really is going to help me rush. Not rush more quickly, but I guess I'd be slightly slower because of it, but not that much slower at all, really, in my opinion, if you get the macro right. And that means that I'll be able to support Janissary production a lot more sustainably, as you will see later on. But here, my first and second shipment, which I already have queued up. Obviously, I'm not going to send any more. I didn't send any I only sent one shipment in the Discovery Age because I'm saving the shipments. Obviously, in the Colonial Age, they are worth much more resources here. And as you can see, I'm going to send 700 food and then 600 food, which is, you know, Janissaries here, they cost 100 food and 25 coin. They're very food heavy, so I'll be able to train lots of Janissaries with the food that I am sending. Now, 700 food is not considered a good shipment because food is the fastest gathering resource. Obviously, coin and wood take longer to collect, therefore it is not so good to gather. 600 food, therefore, is even worse, but I do not need population to send these shipments early on, which is good, and it does mean I can train Janissaries, a lot of them, very quickly, because obviously, even though it's a bad shipment, Janissaries do cost food, so you can't really ignore that. Here I'm going into hand combat against a Carrera de Bois, because for some reason, the expert computer will not retreat if settlers are attacking them, but it will if you attack them with military units. As you can see, I then sent my Janissaries into hand combat, because obviously if you attack a unit whilst it is in hand combat, well, once the unit is in hand combat, it moves more slowly, and then it cannot escape as easily, though I did not manage to do that correctly, and he did escape. But also French gatherers, because obviously I am against Napoleon here. I decided to play against Napoleon because, you know, he is, I think most people consider him to be the strongest expert computer, and I wanted to make a point here that you can beat him in just under 11 minutes. I personally think I could do 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes if everything went perfectly, but you know, not the point here. Obviously my third shipment here is now 3 Hussars. And I sent 3 Hussars rather than Janissaries because Hussars are a faster moving unit and they get up here quicker. Just earlier I remembered I was in hand combat with the Carrera de Bois, and I did that because Carreras de Bois, the French gatherer, have 40% ranged resist, so they resist less hand damage. But anyway, that's not the point. We'll get back in the game here. The Hussars move quickly. They'll help get up here quickly and help me out with the fight. And also, if I'm training just Janissaries, you know, mixing in different units does kind of help me out here. Obviously, those crossbowmen, in theory, do counter my Janissaries. Obviously, I have so many Janissaries that it won't really make a lot of difference. But the 3 Hussars are going to help me out, killing off the crossbowmen. Also, the 3 Hussars will do good damage versus any Carrera de Bois, obviously the French settler, because of, as I mentioned, that huge ranged resist they have, and obviously Hussars do melee damage, they don't do ranged damage, so I can completely negate that, and that's not a problem. So you can see here that trading post I have on food to help me train Janissaries, and lots of them, and I do switch it to wood every now and again when I need a house. Obviously I have to keep a close eye on my population limit. And my next shipment, my shipment, I have sent 700 coin as well, which I have 1 gatherer collecting up the coin crate. There's an OP cow, hashtag Azamk. But, yes, the coin, 700 coin I shipped, you know, it's going to help me sustain Janissary production, because I do need a little bit of coin coming in, and that 700 coin shipment is enough to support Janissary production, whilst every other settler, including my trading posts, are on food. Now I'm sending 5 Janissaries as my next shipment. In a real game, honestly, 5 Janissaries now. Even the 3 Hussar shipment I wouldn't have sent in a real game against a person, because, well, I would have chosen a more boomy shipment like perhaps Team Silk Road, because Team Silk Road increases the inventory you receive from all shipments, so like a 700 wood shipment would have 30% more wood in it. Obviously, whatever 30% of 700 is, it would have that much extra wood, and also increases the trade route bounty. So, as you can see, I'm getting, looks like 135 wood and 135 food, because I have 1 trading post configured to wood and 1 configured to food. But I would get 30% more resources out of them as well. That's another boomy shipment. Additionally, I could send, I don't know, 4 settlers. I personally would be more boomy in a real game after this initial push. Okay, there are my 3 Hussars, which I'm zoomed in on. Kind of angry there because I forgot about them. I did send them and they helped me out a little bit, but then I left them idle for a little while, which wasn't so good. And obviously they could be helping me out destroy the computer down here, and therefore would get me a faster time. But now, obviously, I'm just gonna focus down that town center. You know, really, you'd think I'd kill down the towers, because obviously towers are shooting at me and I want to get rid of them so that they cannot shoot back at me, but I want to make the expert computer resign straight away, so I'm taking out the most functional buildings, which won the town center, and then I will move on to its houses. And obviously, you know, I have plenty of Janissaries here, I do not need to worry too much. I'm going to use the Janissaries to siege down the TC. the town centre, whilst I use the hussars there, the cavalry, to kill off his carreras, which he is not putting in his town centre because he is a computer and doesn't really understand how to play. As you can see, this build I used, the shipments I've sent, the order, is it called a build order? Obviously, I'm explaining some very simple things here because I imagine that this video is going to be viewed more over time by new people than perhaps my subscribers. Obviously, if you are a new person and you've never seen any of my videos before, then, well, I upload daily Age of Empires 3 recorded game commentaries. I do 1v1 commentaries, and in the future I will do team game commentaries where I explain what the players online are doing. And this game is very active still for online play, and it still has a competitive scene, and it is very competitive. To play it online, you just open up the game, click on ESO online, and you make an account. If you have not already made an account, then you can make one account per CD key. So make that account, and then you can sign in. And then you can play the game online, and you know, it's very. I've been playing this game for so long. Anyway, back to this game now. Sending 700 wood, and with that wood, I would build next. Okay, and there he is. He resigns at the 10-minute and 44-second mark. So I did this in 10 minutes and 44 seconds. My community challenge was, how fast can you do it? Can you beat that? And I'm pretty sure there will be some pretty fast submissions, much faster than my time. I will upload the fastest one on the 8th of September. Okay, but with that 700 wood, I might as well explain what I was going to do. I was going to build a mosque. I was going to get a market. At the mosque, I would have upgraded my settler build limit. Obviously, you know, I was about to reach 25 settlers, and once you need the upgrade to create more settlers. And then I would also get the market upgrades like hunting dogs, steel traps, etc., etc.